It's not a clickbait, and white is winning in 130 moves. It's mate in 130 moves actually, and I am about to show you the exact sequence in just 10 minutes. So pay attention. I'm going to just let you know the idea, and I'm just going to explain to you how this fascinating puzzle is actually 100 made in 130. So let's get into it. First, black has every piece, right? Literally every piece in chess you could name. Black has 8 pawns, this pawns, a bishop and 2 rocks and 2 knights. Black has these pieces, literally every piece except the dark color bishop. And white is winning because look at black's king position. It's not a good position, and black is in a bad position. So that is what we are going to exploit in this puzzle. So the first move starts with queen to d1 check. And if you had a chance to see that the king can't go anywhere, the rook must block the check. Now we play queen to d3 check. So here is the first tricky move comes in. Now black actually can't block the check with a bishop. Black has to block the check but can't block with a bishop because queen to b5 and queen to b3 is simply checkmate, meaning black has to block this check with this rook, right? You get the idea. Now we capture the knight with check. So again black has to block it with a rook. This time it's forced. There is no other piece that can block the check. Now we play queen to d3 once again. So by now you might understand this puzzle has a lot of repetition moves with the right sequence and idea. Yeah, that is right, and you guessed it right. Again, the bishop can't block. This is going to be just simply checkmate. The black must block with the rook. Now we play queen to d1 check. Black has to block it, and now we are going to just play queen to d2 and threaten checkmate on b2. Again, in this position black can't block with the bishop, otherwise we are going to play queen to c3, and this is going to be just unstoppable checkmate, right? Black can't do anything to stop this checkmate. Black may just move the bishop away, but black can't defend the b2 square, and that is going to be just checkmate. So what does this mean? This means black has to block again with a rook. Basically black has to block with a rook every move, otherwise black wouldn't get a flexible position, and that would make black lose a game way before 130 moves. So now we play queen to not queen to d1 but queen to e1. So the idea of queen to e1 is actually to play at queen to e4, and it's a check, and now you may guess we are going to capture the knight. So if you had a chance to see that with the best idea, I mean with clever idea, we eliminate both of the knight. So we just made the position easier for us to deliver a checkmate. So now again black has to block the check with the rook. Now we are going to play queen to e4 and queen to e1, and we are going to play queen to d2. Once again we are threatening checkmate on b2. Once again the bishop now can't block the checkmate threat. It's going to be the same thing would gonna happen if the bishop tried to block that, right? Black would just lose way before moves, right? So that is the idea, and that is the problem for black. Black must block the the checkmate threat with a rook. And now we are going to play queen to d1 and queen to d3. Now again black can't block this, otherwise we are going to just deliver a checkmate. For that reason black has to block it with a rook, and now we don't play here. It's going to be just back and forth if we just played that move, and eventually it would be a draw by repetition. So now what we are going to do is play queen to e4, a brilliant queen move. This move is just brilliant, even the engine can't understand. By the way, the fascinating idea about this puzzle, or the fascinating thing about this puzzle, is Stockfish can't solve the position. Stockfish thought it's just a draw by playing back and forth, and by repetition it would be just a draw. But that is not the case. I am going to show you the whole thing. Now as you can see, the rook is pinned, meaning now black can move the king and the bishop. Black can move these pieces, but let me show you what would happen if black first move the king. This is going to be straight checkmate. Black wouldn't do that, meaning black can't move the king, right? So what if black moves the bishop? Well, if black moves the bishop, we play queen to e1, queen to d2, threatening checkmate on b2, and we just give this check, and this is simply checkmate. So black can't play bishop to b3. And what if black moves the bishop to this diagonal, like this move or the other move? It doesn't matter where black plays. Well, we just repeat the same sequence, and this time we arrive at b3. The only difference is we didn't capture the bishop. We don't capture the bishop, and still that is simply checkmate. It doesn't matter. So the bishop must defend the this diagonal, this important diagonal. If the bishop wouldn't exist there, we simply move to a b3 and deliver a checkmate. Meaning now we see the king and the bishop can't move. Then who else can move? This rook can't move. The pawn can't move. The only pieces that can move are this pawn and this pawn. The only safe pieces that can move. Well, black can move like this. So what do we do? Well, we repeat the moves. We repeat the sequence. We are threatening checkmate here. Black has to block that. We just give a check, and black has to block this. And eventually we arrive at queen to e4 once again. It's the same exact position where the pawn is now pushed, and black has no choice except to push these pawns, otherwise it would be just checkmate. So what do you understand now after all of this explanation? Well, if for those of you who found the idea, congratulations. The idea is we are just making black in zugzwang, where black has to move, but whenever black moves, it is losing its winning, it's just its life, right? So this is a zugzwang. If black would skip this turn, it would be happy because the queen is well placed and black has nothing to move except the pawns. So what we are going to do is play the moves. We just repeat the sequence and play queen to e4. And when black makes a queen like this, we capture the queen, we move here, we move here, we threaten checkmate on b2, and after this we arrive at the same exact position. So here at this point of the video, I am going to skip all of this because all of these pawns one by one are going to be a queen, right? With the same idea and with the same sequences. And eventually all of these pawns are going to be taken like this with the same sequence, and we arrive at e4, right? We play from a d3 to e4, and that is a waiting move, and that puts black in zugzwang. And black has, as you can see, a lot of pawns here going downward in this direction to be promoted. And at the end of all of this, where black, after using black all of its remaining waiting moves to not get checkmated, now we are going to arrive at this position. I am skipped all of the things, right, with the same sequence, and black has moved forward with a pawn. And now we play queen to e1. With the same sequence, we play queen to d2, threatening checkmate on b2, and now black has to defend that as well. And we play queen to d1. It's going to be the same thing, right? And it's now the final pawn. And black promotes, we capture that, we play queen to e4, we play queen to e1, we play queen to d2, threaten checkmate on b2, and now it's going to be the final. And now black can't move any pawn. And this is the real zugzwang. After all of the pawn moves, black has no piece to move except the king and the bishop. And no matter what black plays, that puts black in a checkmate position on the next move. And this is simply checkmate. And this is the point where Stockfish says, oh, there is a checkmate in like 30 moves, but it didn't see up to this point, and you can just figure it out, and you can just beat Stockfish if you have the patience and the time to do this incredible long case study. Guys, I have put so much time, effort, and research in this kind of puzzle. Especially this puzzle takes a lot of time and effort. So guys, make sure to just appreciate me by liking the video and subscribing the channel. As always, thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye.